Hey everybody, this is Brett. I've been lost in the desert for about 3 months now. That's why you haven't heard from me. Just kidding. So, it's just been a long winter. And I've been going through a lot of personal things. And so I've just been taking my time. I'm just moving along. You'll forget about me after I've been gone. I know that's a song. I really don't like talking down on you like this. You know? Gloria, Gloria. So maybe I'll just move the screen down a little bit and then put you on the top of the computer, maybe. Would you like to be at eye level with me so that it's not so demeaning for you? I think that would be better. And I could even move you closer so that we could be more intimate. Hi, Myra. Funny, Myra, I drive a Bentley. I'm such a comedian tonight. I think I may have detailed a Bentley once when I was an auto detailer. Those are like really, really expensive cars. I think that they're English cars. Can y'all hear me okay? Good. Did you like my singing, Gloria? I like the Doors version of that, Gloria. She came up to my room, walked up to my house. Yeah, it's kind of a sexy version. Of course, everything he did was sexy, huh? Like the professional speakers, they always have it so that you can see their mics, you know what I mean? So I kind of want to get it so that you guys can see that I've got this mic so that it looks like I'm a professional. Look, my mic has dust on it. That's not very professional, is it? Oh, man. Look, I got a shadow from it now. Okay. Try that. So you can see it a little bit. So, I've got this big problem now where if I do meet the right girl and I get her into this room, if I get her into my room, I only have a small bed for us to sleep in. Sorry, I keep looking at the mic. Or you're up there. Okay, so you can see my bed, right? That is not a big bed. Gloria and Myra, would either of you sleep with me in that small of a bed? I'm not proposing that. I'm not like asking you to. I'm just hypothetically, you know, like if you were here and and I were to seduce you, right? Just hypothetically, would you sleep in that small of a bed with me? I mean, there's no springs. It's a massage table bed that I made. Would any of you girls sleep with me in that small of a bed and it doesn't even spring? There's no like spring. It would just be hard. It's like it's a natural bed, you know? You know, when you have sex with somebody in one of those damn spring beds and it's going squeaky, 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 that's horrible. Like my neighbor, I won't say her name, she would be able to hear that. Do y'all think that I care if she would hear me having sex with one of you or somebody? And in fact, I'd want to make it noisy. I'd make it as noisy as I could make it. Oh, thank you, Myra. I suppose I've never seen you before, but I could love you. I guess I could love you. I'm making some coffee in there, in the other room. And I'm hoping that it will be done soon because I would really like to get a cup of coffee soon. But I'll tell you what I've been focusing on besides sex. I'm always focusing on sex. That's just kind of a given. Because I haven't had any for a long time. So, you know, that's kind of how it goes. You crave what you can't get. I mean, I could get some, don't get me wrong. But when you're focusing on your healing, in all seriousness, that's what you're focused on. And relationships take a lot of energy. and really that's kind of one of the reasons why I prefer to just keep it light. Because when you're focused on yourself, then that's what you need to focus on. And if somebody else is demanding your attention, you can do it up to a certain degree. But only, you know, you have to draw a line. And I haven't even been making videos, let alone, you know, I haven't even been going to gatherings. I guess like 3 or 4 months ago, about 3 months ago, I was getting back into going to the dance. There's a dance that I like to go to. There's a kirtan that I like to go to. There's a few more things that I would probably like to go to. But really, I've been encumbered. Encumbered, is that the word? I think that's the word. Inhibited. I've been inhibited by some different astrological inhibition. I'm not sure what the word would be. Inhibitations, yes. Restrictions. And so I've just been waiting, you know, and whenever you are suppressed in your abilities to go out and mess around or just even just have some fun, you know, then you have to just go within and go into your little cave. This is my cave. This is my little cave, my healing room. And I can put on different lights. You may notice that that one's yellow. Would you like to see the other colors? If you look at all my decor, you can see how much I love colors, and so it doesn't really surprise you, does it, that I would have different colored light bulbs? Here's a green one. Want to see the green one? Glorious. Glorious. Watch me stick my finger in the socket and electrocute myself on live. There. Do you like the green, Gloria? Glora? This is the color. This is the time of year for green. So maybe I should leave it green. I also have a violet color. Would you like to see the violet one? Myra. M-Y-R-A. Myra. Gonna shout it out loud. Myra. I could be with... Ah. Do you like that one? Myra. M-Y-R-A. Okay, so now I'll show you one of the darkest colors, and that would be the blue one. Crap, I can't get it in the hole. Okay. I think I like the blue one. See, with that one, I'm just like the girl in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the blueberry girl. Ugh. I have another purple one. Do y'all like the blue one? Blue is my favorite color. And I feel okay with telling you that because I don't feel as though I'm going to get any extra emails by doing that. I don't feel as though anyone can break into my bank account if I tell you blue is my favorite color. I don't think that I'll get harassed on Facebook. I don't feel as though Donald Trump is going to come down on me. There are certain things that it's okay to tell people in public, and certain things you just better not do it. But if you tell people that your favorite color, you're probably all right. Let's try this other one. It's a purple one. What happened to my tooth? Which one? That's funny. Oh, yes, yes. I could go get one of my teeth, and then you could see it. There's always got to be some a-hole that says something about my teeth, right? So here's one. This is a crown that came off. Do you want me to send it to you in the mail? There's always some freaking nutcase. So anyways, yeah, I think that I'll just stick with that kind of a purple because that looks almost normal. And so today, and this has been kind of up and down, but today I've just been going within and resting and not focusing on too much of anything other than that. And I've been thinking to myself about how good that is to just not work and to just totally relax. And so that's it right there. If I just lay right there on the floor and totally focus on resting and healing my body, it's really, really good. I did kind of tune into the Padres game today. And my little team is doing really well. They're number one in Major League Baseball with a 15-4 record. So they are by far and away the number one team in the league now. And we'll see if they can keep that up. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. But another thing that I've been focusing on in the world and trying to not take too seriously is winning and losing. Okay. So you guys know what I'm talking about, like with getting too overly excited, too consumed with winning and losing. Because when it comes right down to it, and if you comparatively compare real and serious things to sports or other things that aren't really that valuable, it really puts it into context, doesn't it? That a baseball game doesn't really matter that much, does it? I mean, and another thing, it's good to understand energy. And so if you've been watching my videos on my other channel lately and how I've been talking about the economy. Okay. So a lot of people are really worried about the economy. And that's because we live in a world, we live in a country where that's really important because money is really important here. But picture yourself on a boat on a river with plasticine. No, that's not what I want to say. Now picture yourself living in a village, right? In Africa. Or picture yourself as an Indian living in a village here in North America 200 or 300 years ago. They weren't worried about the economy. So it's comical to me that The first thing Trump does is take all of the devices off of the list and allow those to be imported at just 10% tariff. That's because those little devices are so important for people. I can't even believe half the time that I even bought an iPhone 6S. But that's what I have. I have a 8-year-old iPhone 6S. It's like new. I hardly even use it. I use it to log in. I use it to like receive the security text. Most of the time, that's all I use it for. And occasionally, I mean, when I go someplace that's farther than 10, 20 miles away, I'll take it with me just for emergencies. But I see people standing around. They're looking at their phones for hours and hours, you know. I can't stand to look at those little screens. I've got to have a nice big screen. And so what I have here is a 15-year-old laptop with Windows 7 on it. Can you tell that's Windows 7? Now this is a newer hard drive. I've got a solid state hard drive in this. But still, it's an old computer. I don't need a new computer. I've got an old stereo. I've got a 93 Corolla. That shows you that my priorities are either really screwy or really good, depending on who you are and what you think. And if you're one of the materialistic idiots of the world, like most people are, then you think that I'm nuts. Because I spend my time laying here on the floor and just focusing on the breath and putting this ball under my butt to release it. But that's what I do. And then I get up and I go into the kitchen and I make me some health food, or I do the dishes, or I go into the workroom, which is the living room, and I sew pillows for people, and then I pack them in boxes and ship them holistically with no plastic tape, all paper tape, no plastic bags inside. I ship them totally organically to everyone everywhere in the US and beyond. And I sell my wood massage tools, my rollers, and I make custom orthotics for people. And once in a while, I make a video. Dirty few hells, Angel Mike. I'm coming for you with my crew. God. So annoying. People are annoying. So yeah, I'm just doing my thing here, you know, and trying to stay sane in an insane world. And so I've just been focusing on peacefulness. I've been going out and getting quite a bit of sun, relaxing a lot. What have you guys been doing? Write it down in the chat box. So the world is going to slow down. Yeah, the world is going to chill out a little bit and start to get real. I was thinking to myself, wondering why people come to this world and need all of the yada yada. Hello, Shanti. Shanti, I like that name. So I was thinking to myself that if people are floating, their spirits are floating around in space, and they're just craving immortality, they're like, I really need their spirit. If a spirit can think, it's like craving, it's thinking about, I really want a body again. I really want to be in a body. Is there any way, creation, Lord, Jesus, Buddha, is there any way that you could possibly hook me up with an egg and sperm so that I could be a human again? I really want to feel. I really want to think. I really want to feel the warmth of the sun. I really want to do all of the things that humans do. And then God says, yeah, go ahead. I got a pair of parents that are perfect for you. And I'll just put you on the earth for a while and we'll see how you do. Because last time I did this, you blew it. So you're going to have to be really careful this time, because last time you just lost it and you were a criminal and all these things, bad things, right? So the spirit gets a body and it comes to the earth, and then it starts getting into drugs, and it starts enjoying alcohol, it starts overdoing it with everything, thinking that all it wants is more money, more money, more money, so that it keep buying more and more stuff, and it just can't get enough, right? It can't get enough. And it seems to me that a lot of people are in this boat of where they're like addicted to information, they're addicted to food, they're addicted to going too fast. I don't think most people out there have even consumed real sugar. And I was thinking about making a video where I take some real sugar, unprocessed, completely unprocessed sugar, not brown sugar, not, there's a couple different grades, right? But what if I took some real sugar out on the street and I said, how would you like to try some real unprocessed sugar for the first time in your life? Like, I could do that with old people, old 80-year-old people that have never consumed. They have no idea what whole sugar is. This world is so comical. And oftentimes I feel like moving to a different country where all they do is consume whole foods, whole sugars. But a lot of those countries have a lot of gangs and bad actors. I'm going to go check the coffee. Do you think you could hang out here for a little? Okay. Thank you, mental squeeze. Mental squeeze. I don't know that this is the best song to sing for me. Woke up this morning with a wine glass in my hand. Whose wine? What wine? Where the hell did I dine? Must have been a dream. I don't know where I've been. Come on, let's do it again. Do you feel like I do? My friend got busted just the other day. They said, don't walk, don't walk, don't walk away. Drove into a taxi, bent the boot, hit the back, had to play some music, otherwise he'd crack. Do you feel like I do every day? Do you feel like I do? Champagne for breakfast and a Sherman in my hand. White top, white tails, never fails. Must have been a dream. I don't know where I've been. Come on, let's do it again. Do you feel like I do? Sorry, I'm a Frampton fan. I know those those lyrics don't go well with a health channel. It's a weird thing having grown up in the 70s and now being a health person. Anyways, so what else shall we talk about? I'm going to have some blue chamomile. Hmm. I wonder how many people I've blocked on this channel so far. Hmm. So good. Let's add a drop of French lavender. Okay, 2 drops. So good. Do you all have a favorite essential oil? It's always some nutcase. Do you have one of these skin brushes? These are really good. This is a Bernard Jensen skin brush. So good. These are really good too. So good. Those are like fake channels. There's some freak person, he keeps making up different channels and putting fake pictures on there. Shantae Fillmore, Big Mike, Dirty Few Hell's Angels MC. Mental Squeeze. Mental Squeeze might be a real person. Gave me a compliment about my pillows. But every time I do a live on this channel, because there's so many subscribers, there's always been a few nut cases, right? They have nothing better to do. I'm kind of the same way though. Nothing better to do. It's kind of nice to just not do anything though, I have to admit. And the funny thing is that that's kind of what you do for healing, like a lot of the time. Just totally relax. So, one thing that's indisputable is that even freaking medical doctors will advise people to rest. And so, that one I definitely won't argue with because it's so good to just rest. But the problem is that most people, that's the last thing that they can do. And I know because I've been in that situation. And it's really hard for younger people. I mean, after people get retired, it's sort of easy for them to rest, but they have so much toxicity in them that they can't rest, or they've got high blood pressure or something. And so it's really important to not buy into the world's insanity, because the more you buy into it and get financially burdened, chemically burdened, meds burdened, the world wants you to get screwed. They want to take advantage of you. They want your work. They want you to work for them. They want you to be their slave, right? Working for them, because that's how they can get to a point of where they can just sit around and not have to work. That's what people want. Like it's a funny world that they teach people to try and get into a position of where they're having other people work for them, right? Have stocks work for you, making money. So invest in something that's lucrative, you know? And all of it is like diabolical. The whole effing thing. So getting a college education. Yeah, maybe. But like getting, as an example of something that's in the news right now, right? Like Trump wants to pull Harvard's money. He's gonna start. He's gonna make up something like, "Well, you've been anti-Semitic, so we want to pull that 60 billion a year that we give to you." Because what he's trying to do is reduce government spending. Perfect, perfect. I agree. And I also think that no schools should be getting any government funding. There may be a few exceptions, but the rich ones definitely aren't exceptions to the rule. Why the hell do these rich schools get government taxpayer money? They're all ripoffs anyway. If you want to go to their school or any of those schools, it costs a lot of money for you to learn a whole bunch of things that you'll never use. The only value in all of that with going to college is that you get this piece of paper, right? You get a piece of paper. I can't even find a piece of paper. You get a piece of paper that says that you have a degree in this particular subject. And then you get a real job and you have to learn the whole thing over again. I mean, not the whole thing, but you have to learn a lot of everything over again. No matter what job you take, you have to learn the specifics about what it entails to do that job. And if I had a piece of paper, right? A lot of jobs, if I had a fake degree, I could go and apply at a lot of these jobs, and if I got hired, I could fake my way into a lot of them without having even gone to school. If I got online and learned some basic things about that particular occupation, you could kind of wing it and fake your way into it. And within a couple of weeks, you've learned the basics for whatever it takes to do that particular job, probably a boring job, right? Making 80 grand a year, 100 grand a year. You don't even have a degree. I never felt that I mean, school is so boring. Most of the classes that they teach, it's comical. But basically, I'm alive today because I didn't buy into so many different things out there that cost a lot of money and don't have any value, including college. And I'm going to go grab me a cup of coffee. So, one of the biggest things in this life that I'm going to teach you this right now. One of the biggest things for you to be happy and healthy in this life is to not have stress. I want you to remember this deeply, because whenever you're thinking about engaging in something serious, significant, etc., I want you to ask yourself seriously, will this cause me stress? Will this cause me financial stress? Will this potentially cause me emotional stress? Before you put your schlong into a hole, think to yourself, will this cause me stress in some regard? Yeah. Before you buy a house that's far away from your job and you have to drive 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour each way, you might want to ask yourself, will this cause me stress? Will it cause me toxicity in my body? All kinds of good questions to ask regarding, will this cause me stress? And there's a very, very good possibility, like, oh, here's one, health insurance. And they tell you how much it costs and how much the deductible is. And then when you go to the doctor, what's he going to give you? Will that cause you more stress? Here's another one to ask you. I'll give you this one when I get back from getting the coffee. Now I can't remember what it was. Check this out. Here's some new sandals that I'm making. I just poured the rubber 3-4 days ago. Hello, Doof. Are you leaving us already, Doof? So the soles are not cured yet. And a little while ago, I put one little drop of spit on this one. That's how you can tell that it's not cured good, because it's still soft. It's not vulcanized. And so it absorbs the moisture very easily and turns white again. The latex is white when it starts, comes out of a rubber tree. Latex comes out of the rubber tree, and it makes rubber. And these are my design, and I've been getting better and better at making them. And pretty soon I'll be sewing the sides onto these. Now, one advantage or one improvement that I made on these this time is that this leather goes all the way through. So that's one piece, that's one piece, that's one piece, and that's one piece. So it's leather that goes all the way through, and then this will come up, and this will get sewn like that. And then a strap will go around the heel, like that. And then they'll have two buckles on them. And the sides will have a strap on the side. You'll see when I get them done. They'll be super durable, and they have a built-in orthotic. So you get support for the arch of your feet. And there we go. I know this is too hot to drink. No, I just got home laughing out loud. Have a good evening, everyone. Yeah, I thought you were leaving. Non sequitur dude. You can work a minimum wage job. Having the tools to parse how life works is extremely beneficial. You know, some people may be able to stick their necks out and have all kinds of things, but I'm not one of those people. There's a guy that lives about less than a block from here, and he has a wife and a whole bunch of kids, and he has a giant van to haul the kids in. One of those big, long vans. And he seems kind of like a cat on a hot tin roof, you know? And it's not like I don't sometimes get that way, but I mean, there's no way that I would want all of those kids. And a lot of people are talking about the downsides of where we're at, which is a time when we're contracting, a time when we're chilling out. We really need to badly. And a lot of people don't like that. In fact, the word recession is a bad thing. Depression is even worse. But remember, there are benefits for every single thing out there. And the person that is prepared, the person that is able to conform, the person that is able to roll with the punches, that's the person that's going to do okay. And some people may even do great in a world that is hopefully not going to break, but is like coming to its senses, hopefully. I cannot tell you for sure that the world is going to come to its senses very much. It may have to get bad? Probably will. I think to myself often that I'm living under the radar. And that if I don't stick my neck out too much, that will be okay. Do you know what I mean? Pink. It's a pink crystal quartz. Pink quartz. It's supposed to be good for the fourth chakra. Smoky quartz. It's supposed to be good for healing emotional wounds. Smoky quartz. Somebody gave that to me. It's turquoise shaped in a heart. And I can't remember what turquoise is good for. Let's try some of this. Mm. Want to see something very special? Can you tell what that is? Do you know what that is, Duke? How many of you know what that is? Mm-hmm. That's what it is. So, I have a new roller invention, and it's really, really good. And I've only shared it with one person, one friend. And I'm just trying to figure out how to go about selling it. And really, I think I need to just go for it and sell it. But until I'm really able to start pumping them out into the world, I don't believe that I'm ready to start selling them. I can't patent them because I don't have the money, and I don't know how good a patent would be to protect it. And I don't know that I really want to protect it. Perhaps it's better to just let the Chinese start making plastic ones. But that could be a problem too. So, having one country manufacture damn near everything for us, that would eventually cause a problem. And so, essentially, Trump is right, but we need to do something about that. Specifically, what? Is it really good for our country to start imposing all of these tariffs on everyone? So the material that I use to make the pillows, it mostly comes from Pakistan. Well, Pakistan is kind of one of the big weavers of the world. I believe the cotton is actually grown here, so that's kind of good. The South grows a lot of cotton still. And a lot of people will take on things like that. It's a traditional thing for our country in the South to grow cotton. But the colored fabrics that I have are dyed in India. And that's kind of what India does, as you can see. They like to dye things. They're really into colors. And some countries like to do massage tools, like Thailand. Thailand. So they all have their different little things, but there's no way that any of those countries are going to be able to buy anywhere near the amount of stuff that we buy. They're not rich countries. So hopefully I'll still be able to get Pakistan organic cotton fabric. And I'm just about needing to get in the car and drive down south and buy some more. But I'm okay for right now. Got my taxes paid yesterday. And I'm thinking about retiring in a couple of years and buying that little piece of land and starting my eco village. We'll see how it goes. But everything is up in the air with the world being like it is, in a state of change. And Trump is kind of like the planet Pluto in astrology, creates change, upheaval. And Pluto just went into Aquarius. I'm still learning a lot about astrology. Seems I learn a little bit more every day. It's all very interesting, but once again, I try and keep it in context. And what else? I am pretty confident that my situation is stable. Although once in a while I seem to be breaking out and kind of losing it a little bit in regards to like protesting. At the same time, most of the time, I'm coming to grips with it all and just allowing everything to manifest. So just like, we see all of this stuff happening as the result of Trump, Donald Trump. But it's not just Donald Trump, it's, issues that the Democrats have talked about for a long time, like the trade imbalances. But the war in Ukraine, Donald Trump thinks that he can, he was just always bragging that you can tell that a lot of this is just about his ego. He's bragging that if I were president, none of that would have ever happened. And as soon as I'm president, I'll stop the war. Yeah, right. He thinks that he's going to just make America rich by imposing all of these big tariffs on countries and that we're going to pay for it, right? Because that's who pays for it, the consumer. And that's another thing I'd like to mention, to talk about. Consumers. The word consumer. Consumerism, right? Think about that word, consume. As we're thinking about that word, I would like to consume some more coffee. Americans are serious consumers. If you look up which country consumes the most this or that, who is it? Our country only has 350 million people. And I'll bet you that we consume a lot more of a lot of things than a country like China or India that have a lot more people than we do. And so that is another imbalance, how much waste is created by all of the people here. Every time you buy something, it's got to have some kind of packaging involved, and that goes out to the landfill. And so when you get into natural health and you examine things for the way they are, you realize that there's way too much waste and way too much consumption. If people are physically consuming a lot of food, what will happen? I want to do that up close. It looks like I'm fat, huh? Well, that's how a lot of people look. Like that. That's funny AF, huh? But yeah. And so think about it. What goes up must come down. What expands must eventually contract, right? So if you're somebody that's been wondering, well, when is everything going to contract, like me, then you're kind of thinking, like, well, yeah, a lot of a lot of feces is going to hit the fan. A lot of feces is going to hit the fan. A lot of fecal matter is going to splatter on the fan and go everywhere. And it might be kind of ugly. But at the same time, after the smoke clears, after the poo clears, I think it's going to be all right. I wonder if there's any good all right songs. Let's just look and see if there's any, or if there's any good "It's Gonna Be All Right" songs that I know. I can't even think of one. It's gonna be all right. Well, there's a Beatles song. Which one's that? Beatles. Oh, yeah. All right. You say you want a revolution, well, we all want to change the world. Do you guys like that one? You tell me that it's evolution, well, we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? I can't hit the high on the next one. Don't you know it's gonna be alright? I think Paul does that the best. You say you got a real solution, well, we'd all love to see the plan. Boom, shooby-doo. You ask me for a contribution, well, we're doing what we can. But if you want money for people with minds that hate, all I can tell you is, brother, you have to wait. 'Cause it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. You say you changed the Constitution, well, we all want to change your head. Boo-ba-doo-wah, shoo-ba-doo-wah. You tell me it's the institution, well, you better free your mind instead. But if you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. Don't you know it's gonna be alright? It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Weightlifting. Yeah. I think it's good to lift weights naturally on the farm. All kinds of weights, boards, wheelbarrow, all that. That's what I think weightlifting is for. If I lift this cup, it's about a pound. Someday there won't be any time for things like weightlifting. So many things that people should not waste their time with for their ego trips. No, I bought that at the Bell Share Festival, the last Bell Share Festival in Asheville. And I've carried that cup with me everywhere. I took it out on my trip to California and Oregon. And it's been everywhere. And it has one little crack right there. And it goes down to about there. And at first it leaked just a little tiny bit, but now the coffee has clogged the crack so that it can't leak. But yeah, I've drinking a lot of coffee and tea out of that cup. I think I got it for about $15 or something. It's pretty cool, huh? So, I've got a bunch of rollers coming. My wooden spine rollers. Are you guys familiar with those? And I've got a woodworker that's making the wood part for me now. And I'm going to go pick those up soon, about 20 or 30 of them. They're really, really nice. And they sell for anywhere from like, right now they're on sale for anywhere from like 90 to 150. They're all natural and they're adjustable. The sides are adjustable. And you can use one of these every single day for the rest of your life to roll on the floor on your spine and crack your back and massage your back every day. And right now I only have about 6 or 8 of them in stock. But pretty soon I'm going to have about 40 of them in stock. And you should check them out. They're really nice. Also, I have foot friend massage tools in stock. And I think, yeah, the multi-tool is on sale for $115. And it looks like this. And you stand on it and massage your foot on the blade. That's the heel tool. These are on sale for $115. I also have just plain regular foot friends, which look like this, on sale for $60. And I have some soother massage tools. Those are only $13. That's my good old one that I've had for a long time. I don't have any shindig massage tools right now in stock, but I have like 4 of them half made, and then I just finish them. It takes about an hour to finish them, but I've got some ready to be finished. And now I have this extra cut that I make that makes it more of a gua sha. See that? See that edge right there? That edge is like a gua sha scraper tool. And then you've got all these other edges that you can use. And then you've got a round end, and then one of these ends, I make it pointier. And I think I have one of these butt massage balls in stock right now. These take a long time to make because the rubber has to cure. So just like the sandals, the rubber has to cure, and the thicker the rubber is, the longer it takes for it to cure. Those I'm not selling right now because I need to really perfect that, and they're really time consuming. So I'd have to charge like an arm and a leg for those, like $500 or something, and I don't even know that I want to spend that much time anyway. All of these handmade things, they take a lot of time and patience and effort. And so if you like natural things and you want to take care of your health, go to brettsnaturalhealth.com and buy you some. Thanks. Yeah, I also want to do one with the electric massage tools. I bought 2 of those. I would never use any of that. It's comical. There are all of these funny things that have been invented for our world, our expanded world. But when people start to come back to center, the ones that come to their senses will start to realize that all of the extravagancies are insane, and that what we really need to do is get back to real things. So, the real things are whole foods, wood, mental discipline activities, breathing, resting. There are so many things that they're just really, really simple. And when you think about how, some people want to go to Mars, it's really quite comical. How you solve bunion. How you're solve bunion. So they're talking about the not Alzheimer's, the child's disease. that's similar. You've got old people that get Alzheimer's, all right, a mental problem. And then you have kids that are getting, somebody write it down there. It's in the news right now with RFK. And so it's probably the same, similar, anyway, problem in regards to poor blood flow through the brain. It's got to be related to the omega-6 problem, because people consume so much omega-6 fat, heavy fats, from all of the junk animal foods and cheese and mass-produced meat and bad oils. So your brain is 60% fat. And if what you're consuming is all bad, heavy, sticky fat, how is the brain going to function properly? It won't. And can people develop genetic problems from consuming bad foods? Yeah. We're going to have all kinds of things passed down to our kids from a lot of bad food, a lot of anxiety. I mean, physically, people can pass these things down through genetics, through their genes. But also, when the kids are born, they get to experience the health, lifestyle problems that people have. You're looking at somebody that has weaned his way out of a lot of anxiety, a lot of bacteria, a lot of chemicals. Your body is mostly water and bone and tissue, connective tissue. And the more you're driving, the more you're breathing fumes, the more you're getting all of that toxicity. When you take a big breath of diesel fumes from that truck ahead of you, it's getting into your tissues. Do you think that it's possible that that could affect your mind? Absolutely. If you're eating clogged foods and your brain is full of clogged fat, do you think that the neurons are going to transmit the thoughts as quickly and as efficiently? No. Are they going to talk about any of this in the news? No. So when people are ready to hear the truths about things, when people are ready to admit the truths about things, then maybe the mainstream media will start to talk about it. But the mainstream media, when they're running commercials for Pfizer and for Johnson and Johnson and Merck and all of these drug companies, it's a conflict of interest. Do you think that they're going to start blasting on like all of these companies that are paying their salaries? I wouldn't think so. If they started hammering on McDonald's and Pizza Hut and Kellogg's and all of that, would those companies still run ads on their channel? Probably not. They might pull at the ads. Do people want to accept the realities that their Fruit Loops are not healthy? They love those colors. They love all the colors, the synthetic colors caused by all of those dyes, etc. Do people want to eat broccoli? Even the broccoli that they buy, the regular broccoli at the store, it was grown with synthetic fertilizers and toxic pesticides. So, do you mind if I go pee? If you put the closed caption on. I think it's funny to go back and look at my videos, right? And turn the closed captioning thing on and see if what I said is on the bottom. Do you mind if I go pee? Right? If you say a swear word, it doesn't put it up. If I say the F word, it won't put it on there. If you say the S word, it won't put it on there. Potsnod ognum. All right. So, anyways, I could probably think of some more things to say, or some more songs to sing. But I think that I would like to end it now. And I hope that you are well. And I hope that you got something out of this little conversation that I've had with you. And I hope that you've been keeping it real. Basically, I think that the more real you are and the stronger you are, the more you're going to be able to deal with the current changes in the world. The more versatile you are, the more talented you are, and the more relaxed you are, and the more healthy you are. Those are the things that you want to focus on being to be able to deal with a world that's kind of in a state of change. Yeah. And if you've used your Virgoan analytical abilities to analyze the world, and you know the realities of it, and if you've studied health and you've studied the environment, because remember that humans are not really in control, but the more involved you are with humanity, the more dependent you are on humanity, and the less prepared you are for them to not be able to come through with what they've been coming through for you that keep you alive. If you're really dependent on something that's vulnerable, that's human created and that can no longer be created, you have a potential problem, you know? And we're all in that position to one degree or another. But if you're prepared to be able to sustain yourself, if it all really hits the fan, then you're a lot more likely to survive and not have to deal with too much stress. It's a good thing that the news is over dramatic. It keeps people in line. You know, I mean, I think that that's all I really want to say. Thanks for joining me. Be well.